I just wanted to tell you that the police is in total chaos. Everything has got too much. The politicians have far too much influence. There is apathy from senior management towards their staff. Everything is target driven. And the proceeds of the ticket money goes to the government. It doesn't go to the police, as everyone seems to think. We have no benefit in giving out tickets at all. The problem is that the powers that be promise the politicians they will get so much money from the police, and if they don't deliver, then they're penalised for that. Crime is not down. Reported crime is down. Every crime that's reported as a group of crimes by one person is subsumed into the most serious crime. Frontline police are stretched to the absolute limit. The thin blue line is at breaking point, if not in the process of being broken. There are abstractions for court, for courses, they put people into departments, cops are on annual leave, sickness, paternity leave, maternity leave, shifts that once had 14 to 16 officers are now down to maybe 6 or 8 on a good day. I've seen my local station putting out one single crude car between 3 o'clock in the morning and 7 o'clock in the morning, and that is just not acceptable. A police officer is going to die because of this. The public would be horrified if they knew the lack of police officers that were readily available to answer calls. Call handlers aren't police officers. They have no idea whether or not something really is a crime or whether they should be giving advice. They're centralised. They have no idea of the geography of an area or for how long it takes crews to get there. Officers that are joining the job now have a lot less loyalty than their predecessors, and they'll leave the job when a better offer comes along. Officers of who joined about the same time as me, 15 plus years ago, were in it for 30 years. We all joined to lock up bad guys. What we don't join to do is spend hours and hours on paperwork. Your average shoplifter between statements processing and arresting is 4 hours. A domestic wipes you out for the whole shift. And there's so much that the public are phoning the police about that really is something that they should be dealing with themselves, i.e. the whole Facebook carry-on. People need to take responsibility for themselves. Police do need to be accountable. I completely agree with that, and there is no place in the police for anybody who is dishonest in any way. We're all working to make our communities a better place. We are trying hard. One bad apple doesn't spoil the cart. The media focus seems to be, on the rogue cops, not on the cops that are doing a good job. The public are getting good value for money, but this will change as the budget is squeezed tighter and tighter and tighter. Stations are being closed during the night, and what was once a refuge or a place of safety is now not. It's an empty shell with a public phone at a locked front door. This is no good if you're being chased by a group of violent thugs. The days of police officers racing out of the office to be the first to get to an urgent call are over. There just aren't enough officers out there. All the departments that have been created to deal with all of our different situations all need to be disbanded, and all the officers need to be put back onto frontline duties. They can be shift experts on when it comes to dealing with domestic matters or licensing matters. Police officers are backfilling posts that have been vacated by support staff who have been made redundant. This is not a money-saving exercise. It costs more to keep a police officer at a desk than it does to keep a member of support staff at a desk. These jobs, in my opinion, should be kept with officers who are coming to the end of their service. They're injured or they're returning from a period of leave. Officers who are waiting on ill health retirement, they are being kept waiting for months on end. They have no regular updates, they don't know what's happening to them, And I know people who have been almost suicidal because they just feel so desperate with the whole situation. It causes so much upset to officers, the way that the job has become. You know, there is no loyalty anymore even towards police from members of the public, and it's very, very galling, it's very upsetting, and something needs to change. You know, the public need to get behind their police officers and demand to know how many officers are out there, because if they don't, it's never going to change, and that unfortunately is the truth.